Hello, my friends. Gosh, I look like I'm on spotlight here. The lighting's a little weird tonight. I can't get used to it with that it's not dark out, so it looks a little different, but we'll manage. How are you? We are going to make some cards together tonight. I'm excited that you're here. If you checked things out on Facebook today, you might have seen me sharing some of the cards that we're going to make, but I have a good collection of items to show you, and I just want to get started. I don't want to chit chat just looking at me, so let's look down at my desk. Let's get going. Well, wait a minute. I do have to tell you a couple things. To find any of the stuff that I'm talking about later, it will be on the blog. I'll upload the video. It'll be on YouTube as well, along with a shopping list that are links that you can click so that you can see what it is that I used. All Stampin' Up, no Cricuts needed, just a trimmer. My die cut machine is handy, but you can get away without it if you don't have one. Yeah, and that'll do. So let's go down. All right, I don't know what else I forgot to tell you, but I'll tell you while we go. So I'm going to move that so it's not in your way, but it's really just karamiller.com. It's easy. Please leave comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you like seeing this many cards, if you just want to do one and done, or you want to see a couple. I actually have 3 tonight. I don't know if we'll get to all 3, but we'll see. I'm using the Latte Love Bundle. You're going to want coffee after you're done, maybe some tea, but it's really fun. And it also comes with the dies, the stamps and the dies. I have some of them out because we're going to be using them tonight. They're over here. But let's get a peek at what's in here. We didn't use all of these. So we have this carafe, a French press, spoon, looking down on the cup, a lid, a handle, all kinds of little detail-y things that go along with it. The ones I'm using on these cards are this cup that fits this stamp. We're using this, which is looking down, but it also fits some of the paper. And then these 2 sweet little teacups or latte cups. I guess I had tea on the brain today. So that. We're also using this dotted, it has a really good name, polka dot trim, but it's like burlappy ribbon with white polka dots. Super cute. We're using that. And then the video that I shared this morning, again, I'll put the link later, that shows you how to prep your card kit. We're using our card kit. Now, I created this from the 12 by 12 pack of paper. And I also remember, if you haven't seen the video, go look at it. It's not super long. And it shows you how exactly to go about cutting this. You start with this design, this cutting guide, and you're going to take your 12 by 12 and you're going to cut it into I'm trying to get 2 things to show up here. Sorry. It's not doing that. Oh, there we go. I kept tapping and nothing was happening. To show you, the 12 by 12 gets cut into 4-inch strips and then cut again 5 1/4. And I get all of these. I cut all the 12 by 12 into that size, so it's ready to go. Then on the back, whoops, let me bring this back again. On the back of here, it tells you the colors that coordinate. One of the main reasons I love Stampin' Up, because I would stay up nights trying to figure out, well, what is that? It is Calypso Coral, because it tells me right here. So then I grab my cardstock, and that's the one on the right that tells you to cut it to 4 by 5 1/4. I'm sorry, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Read the thing, don't listen to me. And you're going to get all these pieces. That's going to help you with your cards. And then that little one in the middle, those are the card bases. Oh, there's still some white cardstock too. I tend to do my cards in 2 different designs. One is this, right? or this. The other is this vertical design with a hinge at the top, or this way with the hinge, but along, just a little different, right? So those are the two designs that I cut my cards into. Now we're ready to go. All right. All right. So let's get back and we're going to go to card number 1. And this is card number 1. And you can see it uses that vertical hinge at the top. I'm going to gather what we need to work on this. So I don't need the stamp just yet. I'm going to move you guys over here. So I need that card base that works like that. All right. Then I need the Lost Lagoon. And then I need this stripe, which is right here. Okay. I need a piece of white. And then remember I said this die cuts out the pattern paper? Well, look over here. I have to find it. There it is right there. That one. These fit this, right? Is that cool or what? So I need that too. And then when you use the cuts that I show you, you end up with these leftover 4 by 1.5s. These are perfect for so many things, but I'm going to use, I thought I had some with stuff already cut, but I don't see it. It's going to show up later. So I need to cut my little espresso cups. So I'm going to use a stripe and one of the mocha swirls with these little cups. And I'm going to cut them with I'm going to use the mini Stampin' Cut machine. You can use the mini or the large. I like the mini because it's, well, mini and easy. So let's figure out what we're going to do. Let me give you this, and then let me give you this design. All right, so there's our directions. I'm going to move you over here because we don't want to mess you up and you're already made. So the first thing it tells me is that card base, which is right here. It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, ready to go. All right, so there's our card base. And then my lagoon is, I'm going to have a really hard time seeing this, 3 3/4 by 5. I just realized that it's kind of far away from me. So I've cut it, but I've not cut it that size. So I'm going to need to trim it a little. So 3 3/4. These are kind of cool strips that you might want to hold on to, by 5. These would be great to decorate your envelope with because it's going to coordinate. And then the next one I need is this layer, which is 3. I seriously can't read it from here. You guys can probably see it larger than I can, but we can figure it out. Hey, Tammy. It is going to be 3 1/2 by, golly, why is that so tiny? All right, I'm going to do this so that I can actually see it. 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Good golly. 3 1/2. I'm going to cut this and then I'll bring you right back so that you can see it. 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Okay. I'll figure out a better way to share that with myself tomorrow. Hey, Susan. Okay. And then last but not least, I need 2 1/2 by 2 1/2 out of white. Alrighty. Whoops. I can bet you money that these dies are going to end up on the floor. I think I've already lost one of the cups. There it is, because that's just me. It'll be stuck to the bottom or I will lose it. So 2.5 by 2.5 is that white layer. And now we're ready to put our card together. Okay, so we have these. Remember, this is our guide. If you are doing this without a card sitting on your table, you have a picture of it on the instructions. And for tonight, those instructions will be in the free class that's in my classroom. If you are not enrolled yet, go look for the free Simple Cards class in my classroom, which again, you can find at the Kara Miller, and you'll be able to download those. They're not there yet. They'll be there after I put the video. All right, so now we can put this all together. Well, the easiest thing is to put this on this first. Oh, notice there's one more thing that I didn't tell you that I need is I'm gathering my supplies. I need my ribbon, right? It's not really ribbon, it's kind of trim. So this is going to go here. And I want you to look closely at the card in the picture or on my desk, and you'll see that the trim is tucked behind this one. See it? So I'm going to take a piece of the trim, and I am not measuring because I'm not a measuring girl, but you can, and I can tell you what it is. It is 5.5. You got to have enough to tuck around. You don't want to waste it, so you don't need it too long, but you want enough. And you're going to simply put this where you want it on the front. Flip this over. Now, sometimes I use tape, but you can also use this because you just need it to hold for a minute. It's not going to show. Tuck that and that. And then go ahead and put your adhesive on. And we're going to put this down on here. So that ribbon, those ends aren't going to show. They're tucked behind it. And there we go. All right. Okay, I'm going to take the instructions away because you don't need to see them anymore. I don't know why it's so sensitive today. I'm tapping a bunch of times. So now you can just see this. We've done all the cutting. Now we have the white one, and then we also have that little trick. Okay, so because I'm using the smaller die cut machine, I have to make sure that it's going to fit. If I try and put it through like that, it's not going to work because it's too wide. So I need to trim it down a little bit. I don't want to waste some of these other pieces by just taking my trimmer. So I am going to just kind of come in here. I could fancy cut this little bugger. I don't want to, but I'm going to do that to just get through. But I'm going to hold on to this. I'll tell you why later. And I'm going to put you right here on top of that. See how it fits perfect? And we're going to run that through the die cut machine. Remember, honestly, the reason I love this, besides the fact that it's little, is it tells me on these little gizmos what to do first. So I want 2 on the bottom, 2 sandwich in there, okay? So this little baby goes in the middle. You're gonna go here. It's a whole lot easier when you're not doing it, holding it in the air for the camera. Put it like that, slide it in, and crank. Just like that. Okay. So we have this, and then we need the blue one and the brown one. It's all Stampin' Up, Tammy. Yep. The machine, Yes, the machine is Stampin' Up too. It is, and I love the mini. The blue one, to be honest, I don't know if there's any more of the blue. You know I would have to have the blue. But it was a limited edition. I don't know if there's any more blue left, but I can do 2 at once here. So I'm going to put you there and you there. You can kind of pick and choose what you want for paper to get cut by looking down through. Put you on. And then run it through. Oh, get in there nice and straight. Don't be crooked. It's all electrified today. Hold on. Get in there. They're little, so it's even trickier. Susan says the white one works fine. Its normal color is white. I just like the blue. You know I would. If it was orange, Susan would have it for sure. We all have our favorite colors. There's that one. And that one, move you over. Okay, so now we have our decorations. I need to tie, this is from the twine bundle. There's 4 different colors in it. This is really tricky to work with, but we can do it. You're going to take 2 loops, kind of the bunny ears loops, and tie them in a knot. Don't get frustrated, just do it. If it's not perfect, it's really okay. You're going to tie it in a knot, and it's going to look ridiculous, but then you're going to pull this end. See, now it's okay. And pull that end. And then we're going to snip that off. And we're going to grab our glue dots. And I'm going to put this right here because I told you I'll lose it. I'm going to stick that to a glue dot and leave it right there on the paper for now because I'll lose it. But now I've prepped everything. I am going to use the Early Espresso ink right here. And now I want to stamp "Thanks so much" right along the bottom. But I want to, I don't know if you can see, if you look closely, let me get this over here so you can see it, and the light changes. Around the edge of this, I have ink. Now there's a bunch of different ways that you can ink. You can ink using the blending brush, you can smear and get a more inked look. I don't like it the messy, you know that. I'm crazy not messy. So what I do with mine is I just dab it. It's going to ink the edge so that it kind of pops up, but I'm not getting a lot of ink on the front. I'll show you the difference in a second because this has to dry a little. And be careful, you just keep spinning it, holding it in the center, and then lay it down. Leave it there for a second. The other way I was saying is you could do this, and you get kind of a different look. I don't know if you can tell, it's not all that different. You get more if you smear it along, right? So it's more shabby chic-y. Depends on your look, what you like. And then while that's sitting there, I'm going to get "Thanks so much," which I already have on here because I did this one earlier. And we're just going to stamp that right there. There is "Thanks so much." We're going to put this away. And now we're ready to start putting to build on this. So I'm going to stick my cup down like so. Then these guys, I'm using the mini dimensionals. They're mini. They're little, but they're perfect for this. and just kind of wherever you want. There's no magic to where you put them. Kind of overlap a little bit. And then I'm going to take my little bow over here. And I'm going to put that, this is on the other side from the one in the sample, but you know, we can do that. So now I have you and you're ready. I'm going to put my dimensionals on the back. I could have used the bigger ones, but I'm out. So the little ones will work. I tend to go through these like crazy, and I forgot how much I go through them. And I bought a whole bunch and I thought, oh, I have a lot. Nope, I don't. I've been using them. And then just place this down on top of my bow or my twine. It's not really bow. And then the last bit is 3 of these sweet little embellishments, and I wish you could see them up close. They are, ooh, let's do it this way, Kara, instead of getting out of the light. I don't know if you can see them. They're swirly. They look like the coffee with your cream. So your coffee's going to be, mine's this, because I have a little coffee with my cream. This, if you have like a little bit more coffee. And this, if you just have a splash. My husband would like that one. And I'm just going to take 3 of these sweet little gems and pop those down. And there's that card ready to go. Right? Not tricky. Not really.